Hi, I'm Steve Thompson. I'm president and chairman of Emery Thompson Machinery, our family business that has been building batch freezers for nearly 105 years. Emery Thompson invented the first modern day batch freezer and patented it back in 1905, and we've been building them ever since. I started building batch freezers when I was 16 years old, working summers down at the factory in the Bronx, bending copper tubing, and worked my way up. Back then, the scraper blades that we used were an all-metal blade. It was made out of a product called dairy metal, which has since been retired by the Food and Drug Administration quite a number of years ago, actually 1996. I want to show you the progression of blades and what we're using today and how to work with them. The first blade that came along after the all-metal ones was an all-plastic blade. It scrapes nice and clean, being plastic. You would not build up any heat of running the metal blade against the metal barrel. The problem with the all-plastic blade was they were very lightweight, and we learned quickly that it was the weight of this blade that made it so effective in scraping. So we made another change, and we went to a combination of a metal plastic blade. We made this for a number of years. We got the weight that we needed to scrape the walls with the metal part, and we got the cleanliness with the plastic part. Back then they were riveted into place, so it did make it a little more tedious for cleaning than what we have today. Today's blade is a combination of these past history items, and that is a very heavy stainless steel frame. This frame actually weighs more than this blade. So we have the good scraping action that we want. We have the Copolymer resin blade that is FDA, NSF, AAA approved, and it just slips into place and then is held in by two small pins that go into the blade here and here, and then a clip spring made out of a very special stainless steel. It's called spring steel. Goes in, and once that's in place, that's going to stay in place. It can all be taken apart for cleaning, so it makes it nice and easy. This part of the blade will never wear out. We get about 4 years life out of these under normal operation, and they can be resharpened just like the old blades could. That means you can send in these lightweight blades, the two of them, and have us resharpen them, and they'll be as good as new. So we know that you're going to get about 4 years life out of a set of these before you replace them at a very inexpensive price, and you'll always have the stainless steel frame that'll never wear out. So let's go over to a dasher and take a look at how it all gets put together. When the whole blade assembly is put onto the dasher is the big part here, it goes into a fixed pin up here, and then down below, if the camera can move in on here, it goes into a removable pin down here, and that holds the blade onto the dasher. We recommend that you replace this pin and the little A-shaped spring that holds it. You should replace those about every 2 years. That's about the only maintenance on an Emery Thompson that you have to do over the next 10 years. But it's a good idea to continually replace those. Now, if you are switching over to the new dasher, the new blades that we're using, and you have a 40 or 50-year-old machine, it will have a centerpiece in here called a whipper. The purpose of the whipper was 40 years ago, ice cream mixes were so pure that they didn't have any chemicals in them, natural or artificial, and it was very difficult to get the ice cream to blow up into ice cream, to take on any air. So the center whipper was in there spinning around counterclockwise to the dasher, helping whip the product up. Nowadays, the mixes are excellent, but they do contain natural stabilizers and emulsifiers like guar gum and carrageenan, and that helps to blow the product up, bring air into the ice cream, something that all ice creams need some quantity of. So I recommend that you take this piece out and stop using it. You don't need it anymore. We found that on a very rare occasion, this piece spinning around inside here might possibly clip the blades and could cause some injury to the blades. So the idea is take this out of the machine and don't use it. Now if you have an old-time ice cream maker who insists on never changing anything, probably driving still a 54 Chevy, we'll help you out there too. Send this whipper into us and we will cut it down on both sides by about 1/4 of an inch so that it won't come in contact with the blades. We'll do that for you for free. The only charge you'll have is having this shipped back to you. But again, I recommend you take it out of the machine and not use it and see how you like the ice cream. I think you will. But if your ice cream maker insists on using the center whipper, by all means, we'll be happy to help you out. Now when you attach the blades to the machine, there's a couple of important things to remember, and that is, if you can move the camera in close here, see the plastic part here and look at the corner here. This is the front of the machine. This is cut off. The plastic is cut at a right angle, like we took a hacksaw through it. So the right angle sharp corner up here goes to the front of the machine. All the way down here at the back of the machine, you'll see that the blade is curved. Right here is some curvature. That curvature is to match the back of the barrel. And so the right angle goes at the front, the curve goes to the back. Now let's go over to a machine and we'll take one last look at something, and that is when you put the blades into the machine, we have stamped onto the blade, onto the stainless steel part, this side out. You need to see this side out as you're putting this together. When you slide this dasher into the machine, you look down on it and you read this side out. This blade is good to go. Now rotate the dasher around and look at the other blade and see that it says this side out. If both of these read this side out as you look down on it, you're ready to make ice cream. Now, just to remind you, Emery Thompson makes a bunch of different size machines. The world's largest production batch freezer is the 44 quart batch freezer. This is going to make 4 large tubs of ice cream in under 10 minutes. The smallest Emery Thompson is built from all the same technology and materials as the world's largest batch freezer. This is the CB350, our countertop batch freezer. It will make 6 quarts of hard ice cream of any air content. It'll make artisan gelato, sherbet, Italian ices, sorbets, same as all our other machines, just in a compact model. The next size down from that is our 24 quart batch freezer. This is going to make 2 3-gallon tubs of ice cream every time you run it. And again, with the infinite overrun control, it'll do artisan gelato, any air content ice cream, sorbets, Italian ices. And then this is the 12 quart model, which looks exactly like the 24, but the barrel is half the size. It's going to make 1 tub of ice cream in under 8 minutes. It will also, with the infinite overrun control, make all the products that the other machines do. I strive to build our machines to last 40 years or more, and we've been very successful at that. If you have any questions about an Emery Thompson batch freezer, call me personally, Steve Thompson, at area code 718-588-7300, or my personal email address, etfreezers@gmail.com.